Hello everyone, welcome to the stream this evening. We shall continue painting this model, probably finish this model, and look at what's on the cards next. It's an exciting time. This week I fly down to Melbourne, spend some time with young Andrew. Should be very nice. And yesterday I started playing Hogwarts Legacy, which is also very nice. So this piece is an interesting one from the perspective of I intended it on being a project for the Arc Open this coming weekend, and then I started painting the other components and I didn't like at all how they were coming out, and so I got really depressed isn't the right word, but I was just like, yep, I'm not going to be painting that anymore. It's not going to Arc Open. And so I took it out of my mind that I was doing it for a competition.
You want me to fill that up?
And instead
I'm actually busy, so you don't get it filled up because you want
I just started painting some other stuff.
No.
Then I started painting this yesterday with no intent to take it to Arc Open, and all of a sudden I'm really enjoying it. I'm really liking where this element is going. So I'm beginning to wonder if I put that pressure on myself to paint something for that event, and if that created
Oh no.
what happened.
Cat died.
Hello there, Timbo Slice. Yeah, if I put myself in the headspace of you need to do this great, because I think I've got to also acknowledge the fact that I was coming back from a pretty extended break of painting.
Just once. Excuse me.
And again, I always try to stress to everyone, you got to paint because it's fun, right? So here I am painting for fun, and it's coming out awesome. And when I paint specifically for a competition, don't know. Hey Jared, hello there, massive cravat. So it's interesting. I'm probably still a chance of bringing this, but we will see if it makes the cut. I'm only probably going to have 2 entries in the large scale stuff, but I may pop some of my Kingdom Death models in or something for squad, just to pad out the event, give the event some more numbers. It's interesting. I have absolutely no illusions as to how I think I'll do on the weekend. I'm really quite confident that I'm not going to do well. I just haven't been painting, and I haven't really had the focus on painting stuff to a really high standard for a while. It's just been about painting stuff for fun and painting stuff because I'm excited about painting specific models. So it's a weird sensation to be bringing stuff that, you know, I'm confident it's probably not even gonna place. But it's also a good feeling because I'm not doing anything, not putting any pressure on myself. All I want to do is support the event and have a good time. So this is from Limbo Miniatures, and I think it's called Shale, something like that. Yeah, I was talking yesterday on yesterday morning stream just how much I really love Limbo's models. I just don't think I've done one of their models that I wasn't like, oof, get in. They just have a really nice style that resonates with the way I like painting models. So yeah, Panda Monk. I don't think I've done him actually, but I only played World of Warcraft for a couple of weeks really. And hey Rocket.
Hey mate.
And so I don't really have any like fond World of Warcraft memories really. My favourite Limbo model is probably the chick on the wolf. She's just really, really strong model. So I feel like there's two kinds of greens that I'm painting at the moment. Two sorts. One is this green, which is sort of like an emerald, colder looking green, and then the other one is more of a yellowy, warmer green. I really like this one. Really like this yellow. Hello there, Iron Ant. Thank you for the raid, mate. Hello there, Crypt Shadow. Hello, Darth Rosie. Welcome. For everyone who is here for the first time, welcome. I'm Big Deno. I paint toy soldiers. What's the Aussie phrase? Is it "we're not here to fuck spiders"? It's a good phrase, mate. It's a good phrase. We recently had Natalia Orach from Poland here teaching some classes, and she stayed with a couple of people and spent a fair bit of time with us, and yeah, we got her on many Australian phrases. She enjoyed it. I tell you the thing though, and I've said this before, but a lot of those phrases, right? I actually say them unironically. Like I don't say them as a gag, because my dad used to say them all the time when I was growing up, and they're like a part of my vernacular. Would you agree with that, Rocket?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't do it to be funny. I just fucking say it. So, and I'm sure that's the case for many other Australians. Genuinely, we say that phrase. So. Yeah, it is probably more of a, you know, rural. Yeah. It surprises me not at all.
What are you doing, Hugo, you silly dog?
Alright. Just gonna add a tiny amount of some green. I'm gonna try this. Yeah, I don't know too many funny American phrases, but I'm sure there's some good ones out there. This is one of the colours that they provided in the Kickstarter for their really cool models that'll be a part of one of my next dioramas. Starting to get the buzz back for some dioramas, friends. Flat out like a lizard drinking is another good one. Yeah, useless as tits on a bull. There's a good one. Probably because there's an overabundance of them here, mate. Yep.
No, Hugo.
So yeah, Andrew will be joining us later on, we hope, and we'll probably be doing a little bit of nutting out of our plans for the weekend, which is exciting. One of the good things about the internet is we get to see each other regularly, but there's nothing quite like spending time together. The real thing. The real thing. So this weekend will be great. I mean, Bucks and I live.
Should I help you? Come on.
I think it's about 2,500 kilometres, maybe something like that. Melbourne to Brisbane. That'd be a ballpark. 2,500. Yeah, we've only seen each other a couple of times over the last few years, so nice.
Look at the girl. Look, buddy. Look, there's a girl sitting on the bed reading a book. You see that book? Hang on. It's just like real life.
Yeah.
Idiots, bitch. Oh, there's a fox
Mm.
in the house. There's a fox.
My
Did you see that?
my dad's version of that was couldn't organise a route in a brothel with a fistful of 50s. Couldn't organise his way out of a wet paper bag. Head like a bucket of smashed crabs. Face like a drop pie. Head like a butcher's apron. All ones that have been said about me on multiple occasions.
Good evening, my friend. I'm just going to go pour a cup of tea and then we'll be in.
Oh, we're in.
And if you'd like a nice one that doesn't get used too frequently, I've got one here for you, mate.
Yep.
A shake of the sauce bottom.
Yeah, fair shake of the sauce bottle. Good one.
As quick as a Rookwood.
Yep.
Few roos in the top paddock.
Yep.
Oh, I've got days, mate. I've never heard this one before. Like a bandicoot on a burnt ridge.
Nope, I don't think I've heard that one.
That is, the translation is to be alone.
Good one.
And of course, a flaming galah.
Yeah, you're flaming galah.
Alright, I'll be back.
Hello.
So I've been playing Hogwarts Legacy, friends. Regular watchers of the channel would know I'm not much of a computer gamer, right? I don't play a lot of computer games. I don't invest my time into that. I'd much rather put my time into painting models or watching cool TV shows whilst painting models. But I am a sucker for Harry Potter. I do love anything Harry Potter. I've been overseas to the Harry Potter studio tour on multiple occasions, read the books several times, probably due another read through very soon actually, and yeah, it's awesome. So look, I've got a few complaints, and they're probably more the fact that I'm not very good at computer games than anything else. One of my complaints is I've been playing the game. I think I'm at about 6 or 7 hours now, right? And all I want to do is like go and do some cool shit, right? You know, like go and fly my broomstick and fucking fight some trolls or whatever. So far I've done 7 hours and the majority of it has been cool, and now we're going to show you how to get from place to place, and cool, and now we're going to show you how this spell works, and cool, now we're going to show you how to do this, and cool, now we're going to show you how to do this. And so I just recently finished my first foray into a town called Hogsmeade, if you're familiar with the Harry Potter universe. It's a small town outside of the Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry that the students get to go through on little excursions and stuff. So I visited Hogsmeade for the first time. I've been playing for like 6 hours. It is really fun. Yeah, it is really, really fun. That one I will attest to. Hogwarts is a school, yes. If you're unfamiliar with the Harry Potter universe, Hogwarts is a school where young, gifted witches and wizards go to learn how to be a productive member of society in terms of you can well you actually get sorted into a house, but then as you would know probably from the books, from the movies, the sorting hat takes your choice into account. So if you don't like the house that it sorts you into, you can just be like, no, I would like to be one of the world's crummiest people and please put me in Slytherin.
Excuse me. I take offense.
Yeah, so far I haven't done a lot of classes. Done a few. Charms class and Defense Against the Dark Arts. You can. It's a full open world. There's quests and lots of little side quests you can pick up from students just walking around the halls. I feel like once I get a little bit further in the game, it'll become even more open world. Once I get access to a broomstick, which again, still haven't got.
You broomless, mate.
Yeah, they haven't given me a fucking broomstick, mate.
Mate, that's very unfortunate. Do they know who you are?
I know. Mate, I would have made the Quidditch team.
Top 10 Gryffindor, aren't you?
Yeah. At age like 4, I would have made the Quidditch team.
Well, you'd be tall enough to defend the rings, mate. Standing on your feet, you wouldn't even need a broomstick.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I would be an absolute champion bludger.
Yeah.
I'm a bludger of a human being, so.
Our beautiful little daughter is reading Harry Potter Philosopher's Stone right now.
Oh, awesome.
First crack with Yaya. Yaya does a lot of reading with her, so they've just got through the sorting hat, so
wonderful.
that's kind of cool. They're very much enjoying it.
I did that with my niece a few years ago. She didn't get into it in the slightest. However, a couple of years later, so she's now just turned 11. She is frothing them, loving them. So
nice.
Yeah, I think as you progress, you'll get the broomstick eventually. I think you can get a fucking hippogriff. I'm sure at some point I'll get to ride a dragon. So yeah, it's just a matter of it's like every game, right? You got to level up before you can do X, Y, Z. So it'll happen. I'm enjoying it so far. There's no Quidditch, but I tell you what, there's a fucking Quidditch pitch out in the grounds.
It'll be a DLC.
Yeah, if it's not a DLC, I will absolutely give the game away. Seriously.
Yeah. It's been one of the very few games that I've looked at and been like, you know what, that could tempt me off my not playing video games for the last few years.
Well, it has for me, mate.
Snap as a video game.
It has for me.
Yeah.
So I'm with you.
All right. I've poured 2 sugars into my cup of tea, so
we're good to go.
Let's get it on.
Excited, mate? Excited for this week?
Oh, mate, this week's just everything's coming up us, mate. It's going to be a great week, short week, so that's always a good thing. All of our friends are coming in. It's not just yourself. Also got obviously Jared's coming down and Jim and Ree as well. So we've got a whole crew. I think Mole Man's been given some directive on getting some new magic tricks together for you, mate.
Yes. So, get in.
I think we mentioned this. On the end of last week's stream, but it's both yours, Jared's, and my birthday within sort of 3 or 4 days of each other.
Yeah, Jared's the 4th, isn't he? And you're the 6th.
Jared's the 3rd. I'm the 6th. You're the 7th.
I'm the 7th.
Jared's the 9th.
Yeah, there you go. Crazy. No, it should be a good weekend, mate. Yeah, all my stuff's booked now. Hire car's booked. Bought my ticket for the
Beautiful.
event. Oh, Rocket, can I borrow your little suitcase, your little one?
Yeah.
Thanks. Because I need to bring my my MCP down. So I'm gonna bring a little suitcase.
If I can finish this commissar off for the event early, I might throw some bases on some Brotherhood, and that's another option for games as well. So kind of got 4 or 5 things for you to run up against. You've not played against the Inhumans before?
No, never played against Inhumans.
And you've probably not played against Winterguard much?
Have played against Winterguard.
Yeah, but you've probably played against Crimson Dynamo a bit, I imagine.
I've played against Crimson Dynamo a lot. I've also played against Red Guardian a fair bit.
Yeah.
Not a lot against Darkstar. I've only played the Bear once. He gets a bad rap, the Bear, but anyway.
The Bear, he just needs like
He's
maybe one adjustment and he'd be fine.
Well,
he's just a bit slow for what
he's
he does,
just
right?
slow, right? But there's a card that can help you with that. So
Yes.
I feel like he has a niche. And his spender's one of the best spenders in the game, I think.
I've not actually used him once.
Yeah, no, he's not as bad as he gets credit for. But yeah, the issue in many cases is there's better ways to spend 4 points than him. So
Are you bringing me on camera, or can I turn my camera off?
oh yeah, no, sorry mate. Yeah, I forgot. Yep, hello, there he is. Oh, jeepers. There you go.
Oh. What's going on here? That's a bit weird. Do I need to
No, you're
run
good.
it through?
There you go.
Beautiful.
I fixed it.
All right, well, this commissar's practically painting himself right now, so
It's
those are good. It's great sculpt, this new one.
commissars are pretty tasty. We should show everyone what you're working on, probably.
Yeah. Let me get a little bit more work in, and then I'll bang out a shot. You can take the Thingo shot if you want, the unpainted one from DPIS,
No.
DPW. No, fuck it.
Yeah, I just kicked the shit out of some dudes in dueling club.
Did
fucking,
ya?
yeah, fucking
Just jump them.
Yeah, just beat them up like taking candy from a baby. Little fucking chumps. Yeah, so you go.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, something interesting is happening, right? Because this is the first time, like, I guess Crimson Brush as well. Like, no, and actually QMHE. What am I talking about? I seem to do this thing, right? The 1 week out entry, which is for anyone who's at home and thinking like, hey, like, you know, I want to enter painting competitions. Let me get myself centered on the camera here. Let me see. Am I going the right way? No, I'm going the wrong way. There we go. It's probably not the best thing to do if you're going to a competition to start an entry a week out, but some of the pros and some of the cons, right? Some of the cons for starting with cons and finishing pros. Some of the cons are like you're obviously quite time stricken, and it means that you can't maybe go like as elaborate as you want to, right? Or like as grandiose. So yeah, there's that. But I think one of the big pros to having a week out from an event and doing an entry is that like you just got to go for it, right? And paint freely, and that's something that I've enjoyed on all 3 of the projects, including this one that I've done a week out from the event. So I keep telling myself, hey, I'm not gonna do this anymore, and I'm gonna be like more diligent and more organised. But
one way you could describe it is you don't have a lot of time to fuck spiders, right? It's just
that's exactly right. You don't have a lot of time to fuck spiders, and within 2 shakes of a lamb's tail, you're at the event, right? Yeah. So we get to claim that one as Australians. Is that ours? I think that might be a British one.
So I think it's interesting because
Hey Paul.
Hey Paul, Meg and I were talking about this very same thing a few years ago, and she won a 3rd place crystal brush from Magneto. Figure that she painted a 54mm, and yeah, she painted that the week of the event as well. And sometimes that compressed time frame gives you additional motivation. It gives you like the extra will, maybe to really push through. But it can also mean that you just focus on the things that matter. You know, you don't waste time with stuff that's just not crucial to the story you're telling.
To the success of the piece, right?
Yeah. Like... So, So I think there's pros and cons to doing the PC.
What do people like in the chat? Like, are you like to be organised and ready and done before? I mean, you should apply this to a lot of life, right? Like, are you someone who studies for the test the night before, or is good to go and getting a good night's sleep? Really?
I am most definitely a shoot from the hip type of guy. If I decided tomorrow that I was going to knock together a piece for the weekend, I could still do it. But I don't think I'm going to, but I could.
Yeah, I think you should bring a squad down. Some of your Kingdom Death stuff.
Yeah, I think I'll bring some KD.
I thought, look, I could probably throw one of my Marvel Crisis Protocol affiliations in, and then maybe even throw, some Blood Bowl into the units just to chuck some entries in, just to get around it. So.
Yeah, I think I'll try and pad it out. I mean, it's an interesting approach they've gone, right? $25, 6 entries.
Yeah, effectively, if it was Crimson Brush prices, it'd just work out to be you get 1 entry free, right?
Yep, about the same.
Yeah.
So yeah, something to mull over for next year for us, but I think we'll probably keep it the same. It should be a good weekend. They've taken some inspiration, I like to think, from Crimson and with the painting lounge and the area for painters to just hang out and chill. So hopefully that'll be taken up by a lot of people, and we'll get to relax and spend a fair bit of time with like-minded painters.
Yeah, I wish I had like something for us to chill out and play in there as well.
What?
Play. It's a gaming. ARC is predominantly a gaming event. So when I was talking to Andrew, he was like, "Yeah, should be space to play some board games or do whatever."
Oh, I can bring a couple of board games down, the easy ones, fun ones.
Could be worthwhile, right? Can't hurt if it's not going to take up too much space. I mean, it could be a case of, look, Andrew says you can play, and then if someone needs the spot for painting, give it up or whatever. But yeah, last I remember, he was pretty keen to have people just kicking back and enjoying themselves.
Look, mate, if I can be honest though, my intent is just to actually relax and spend some time with you people where I don't have stuff to do. Yeah, I think for all of us who are involved with Crimson, having an event where we just get to go to and just be people in the crowd is pretty great. That it is, yes. Can I just say, I am very much appreciating the size swap back to miniatures right now. Appreciating it? Yeah, just enjoying painting some small scale stuff. Particularly, honestly, really enjoying painting some Warhammer. Good. So that's been really good. I just built a nice little World Eaters 500 points boarding actions force for the new 40k sort of mini rule set that came out. So, yeah, it's nice. I was actually having a look, and it's this time last year that I started that Elder Army as well, so... It's been a while since I've painted a Warhammers. Since you've been a Warhammer Deno? Yeah. I think the last stuff I painted was some Underworld stuff. Yeah, 2021 you did a fair bit of Warhammer stuff, right? You did all the Curse City stuff. Yeah, did all the Curse City stuff, yeah. Underworld, and then last year I did a couple more models from that Curse City, affiliation. Yeah, well, those models that you did were effectively going to be the expansions for Curse City. Yeah. And they were just released, as an army, so... And then were inevitably released as an expansion for Curse City rules-wise, so... You can say you've basically done every single thing from Curse City. Yep. G'day, Weetabix. Indeed, mate. I did the entirety of Curse City, actually. I painted the whole thing in the matter of a couple of weeks. I think it was about 3 weeks. I did it all. You've done actually quite a lot on miniature scale in the last 18 months when you actually look back on it. Yeah, well, I did Oathsworn, done all of 100 and something of MCP. I've done Curse City. I've done several little war bands. I got a Necromunda, well, from Curse, Shadespire. I got a Necromunda warband behind me, which I might paint soon.
Oh, nice. Which one is it?
Just Goliaths.
Oh, cool.
So I'll tell you, I don't know if I've told you about my Necromunda obsession.
Yeah. You've told me about your love for Necromunda and when it first got redone in 2017. You bought everything, yeah?
Yeah, so one of my best mates, Koki, he's also made keen on Necromunda, so he's bought all the new stuff. I had bought all the old stuff and painted all the old stuff, like literally every fucking model I could get my hands on from Necromunda I was purchasing. So I've got pretty much every warband, every hired gun, and when I say I ended up selling it all to him. So he's got the whole Necromunda collection. We can play Necromunda at any time with a whole.
That's super cool.
Yeah, a whole thing. He's got 2 tables made. It's like this full Necromunda obsession, and yet we've only played 3 games, I think, of the new version. We want to play it more, but there's just lots of games.
It's a very hands-on game. Like if you're going to play it, it's going to be your game for the next sort of 6 months, right?
Yeah, we would need to do let's do a whole campaign for the next couple of months.
Does Koki like to write narrative stuff, or?
Yeah, he's our DM at the moment, actually.
Yeah, nice. So. I know. I met Koki, right? I was
you hung out with Koki. Yeah, he's the man. He's the man.
Together. Yeah, he's an absolute legend.
Yeah. No, he's one of the all-timers. He's the dude I drove to Canberra with. Play games with every Tuesday. Some other weekends I play with him. Playing Arkham Horror at the moment, actually, the card game on a Saturday night. It's going really well. Yeah, it's really good. It's my third full campaign that I've played of it, so it's fun. The card game, living collectible card game. It's good. Iron Ant, if you want to see my Curse City collection, I think the streams are still available.
They're probably still up.
On my YouTube channel, somewhere.
You can just scroll back through your Instagram as well. You put it all up there too.
I did. Purulent yellow. No, don't want that. Sand yellow. Yes. So I boxed up the diorama this morning, the beast, and then popped it in the mail on my lunch break. I sent it express to you.
Yep.
Should arrive tomorrow.
Very good. Should arrive tomorrow. Oh, that's good.
Express post, mate. It's to metro areas. It's basically overnight. I'll let you know. Are you home tomorrow?
No.
Okay. Will you?
But we have a depot really close to our house, so just put it there and then we'll pick it up from there for you.
Cool. Hopefully they will.
They won't leave it on the porch, no. And if they do, my little brother might be home, so he'll come out and I'll tell him to come out and bring it.
Well, I'll send you a message when it arrives.
Yeah, that's sweet.
Assuming it says delivered. They may drop it.
Yeah, like I said this afternoon, I messaged the recipient and let them know everything's going to plan, everything's going ahead. So just waiting to hear back there.
But it was an interesting. Like I had to make a decision. Do I want to bring the diorama down to the event, knowing that I can't enter it into any of the competition? I'm literally bringing it down just to stroke my vanity.
Mm-hmm.
And so yes, I am. No, it's
okay. We also have everyone getting together here where you're staying, so everyone's going to want to see it.
Well, I don't know that. Like Dave's probably the main one, right? Dave's never seen any of my dioramas. He's just never seen them, and I think it's going to melt his brain.
If we start dinner early enough on Sunday, Dave might want to come.
Yeah, cool.
We're only, and now that he knows he literally lives 8 minutes from my house, I think that feels good for him. So, speaking of Dave, so the goal is to
just ruffle his feathers a bit.
yeah, just land a jab. You know, just a jab.
Just pop one on the chin. Just let him know
Just
you're
let
there.
him know. Yeah. Right here, mate. You
Yeah.
know, the
Yeah.
jab's big, but even, you know, even bucks can have some punches like every now and again.
I sort of feel like I want to glue this down because I'm sick of wobbling it around. Is that a good idea or a bad idea?
For everyone in the chat, Dave's been working on his last entry for the last, like, 5 or 6 weeks. So,
What is it?
it's an Eldari.
Oh, yeah, okay.
An Eldari Autark.
He loves
Flying
it.
one.
Oh, look, we can give it. We give him the prize now, right? We don't need to.
Well, it's open, right? So
We don't need to kid
the
ourselves,
best in
mate.
show prize.
Yeah, we don't need to kid ourselves. We give him the best in show. We move on.
Yeah.
The more important thing is, can we just ruffle his feathers a bit? Can we get under his skin?
I just want him to know that I can see him. You know, he's halfway up the track. He's not lapping anyone. He's halfway up the track. I can see him right now. I'm Stephen Bradbury right now, mate.
Yeah, maybe he comes down with an illness and he can't come, and then we Bradbury it all over him.
Mm-hmm.
Chuck Spray's coming in hot and heavy.
Chuck sprays. Whenever you're ready to tell me that I'm a genius, mate, I'm happy to hear it.
That is easily the funniest thing I think you've ever said to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It worked in so many different ways, didn't it? It had layers. I was watching you unpack the layers on that and going, this is marvellous.
Yeah. It really worked for me, mate. I loved it.
Yeah. Does everyone know in chat who Chuck Sprays is? I don't know that everyone... Was everyone on yesterday's stream?
A couple of people on yesterday's stream. Chuck Sprays is the name of my airbrush.
Yeah.
It's also my porn star name.
Yeah. It's a powerful name.
Does double duty. Double time.
It does triple duty when you think of it, right? Because his name is literally what he does.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's outstanding.
Very
mate.
good.
One of your best.
Very good.
One of your best.
And I'll tell you, I watched the first episode of Last of Us.
Good.
It's got to be one of the best shows going.
Wow.
Get this camera.
Yeah, I'm excited to watch it. I'm going to wait for it to be finished, and yeah, we'll get into it.
Yeah.
Maybe Rocket will watch it. We'll see.
Very good show. Had Yana literally hustling off the edge of her chair, episode 1. So.
All right. We just
Very impressed with it.
Mate, it's been an era of incredible television.
It really has, hasn't it? Hey, and you knocked down Ant-Man as well, yeah?
Yeah.
What'd you give it out of 10?
I was probably 7.5, maybe even an 8.
Yeah, I did a 7. I think it was better than Wakanda Forever.
Yeah, concur. Was just fun, right?
Yeah.
It was a film where you didn't need to have a lot of assumed knowledge, although it helped. But you know, it was as a standalone film, it was pretty good. And I really like Paul Rudd. I think he's charismatic and funny. And but the absolute show stealer for me in that whole film was fucking Michael Douglas. Like,
Yeah.
I just love every time he's on screen. It's just.
Yeah. The king of ants, mate. The real Ant-Man.
Which I actually didn't think I would feel. Like, I was like, oh, fucking Michael Douglas, who cares? But he's just been my favourite character. Because he's just so, like, irreverent and oblivious. And, yeah, he's cool. No, very good. Very good. Enjoyed it.
It was a good film. I was glad to see it. Saw it with some mates, saw it with Alzy and Jack and Yana, and we had a really good time. That's it. We went to Pancake Party. Now, Jack, my mate Jack, is a country boy, right? Country boy through and through. Never been to Pancake Parlour before. That's how
G'day,
country it is.
Heresy for Heretics. Welcome, champion.
And g'day, Heresy. And well, like, look, Pancake Parlour's alright, mate. It's not the be all and end all. But we tried to give them a good look in.
Yeah.
They took literally an hour and 40 minutes to serve us food.
Yeah.
So we shan't be going back to Pancake Parlour ever again, I don't think. They gave us some free drinks for laying probably the biggest, service egg I've had in a long time. But poor Jack.
Country boy.
Country boy, not the best experience for him first time around.
Hello, Mig back. Hello there, Captain Carp. Welcome, friends.
Hey, Carl. Hey, me back. Hey, Timbo, by the way. Apologies when I thought you were another Tim. I realised that we actually properly met at Crimson Brush, didn't we? I think once I looked at your profile, I realised who you are. So apologies for that one, mate.
I'm not apologising because Tim's a fucking common name and I don't really give a shit if I got who you are wrong.
You didn't get it wrong, though, did you?
No,
no,
I
you
didn't.
did. You thought he was someone from Brisbane, didn't you?
No, I thought he was Tim from the UK, but it doesn't matter, mate.
No.
Doesn't matter. I'm sure Tim's a good bloke, mate.
Yeah.
He's
I
Australian, so
he's...
he's...
that I did remember who he actually was, and all good.
I bet you his last name's something like Smith, too. Like, just some real fucking 850...
the most cookie cutter name.
850 million guys have the same name. I'm fucking right, aren't I? It's like fucking Johns.
Hey, Gallo.
Hello there, Gallo Fire. Haven't seen you in a while, champion. Hope you're doing well.
So we're sort of coming to the end of our circuit now, right? Like we have Arc Open, and then a few months off, and then we're back at it again in New South Wales for the Sydney Painters Guild painting mega weekend.
Yeah.
But there's a fair bit of time between that. I'm looking forward to the break from events actually, and getting back into some routine as well, like some painting routine.
I had a couple of messages on my Twitter that I hadn't checked in a while, right? And because I don't really, my Twitter's, for whatever reason, it doesn't pop up messages.
Yeah.
And yeah, there was like two or three messages from dudes in Australia that are keen to do some painting competitions or involve me somewhat in their painting competitions. So yeah, the Sydney Slaughter one is one. And then there's also another one coming up in Adelaide. So the Adelaide event is a 40k event, but they want to try and incorporate
Is it Terracon?
Can't remember. Let me go check my Twitter. Anyway, I'm offering an hour's coaching with someone as a prize for one of them.
Mm-hmm.
And then I said I'd promote and help the other guys with some advice on running the other comp.
Nice.
South Australia Grand Tournament is one.
Sure.
Yeah, and the Sydney Slaughter is called the Mortal Blade. So I'll be helping those guys with some promotion and what have you for the Sydney Slaughter one. And
Nice.
Unfortunately, and this is not something they can do anything about, which is something I already said. They're sort of running at a similar time to the Sydney Display Painters Guild event, which is a little unfortunate that they're a month or so apart, a little over a month, so it'll be good. But their event will probably the timing will probably preclude as many people coming as they would have liked.
Yeah, well, I really like what the crew with the Sydney Painters Guild are planning for their event, as it being a big hobby weekend as well. So they want to have classes running and all sorts of stuff going on. So,
but yeah, I think, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, have a different opinion. I think we're starting to get the message is getting out. The the display painting and the painting side of things, we're starting to see more people coming out of the woodwork and, you know, starting to get involved in events and wanting to run more events, more painting events, and that's pleasing. I think the streaming has had something to do with it, without taking full credit. But until everyone in every single person that paints models is coming to those events, we've still got work to do. So
We've got a lot of work to do. Yeah.
I'm not sure, so I haven't sort of said to him too much yet. I may be able to come down and do some judging for the Sydney Slaughter one. That hasn't been determined yet, but I definitely said I'll help and promote it, and you know, do what I can with getting the word out. So, awesome, Mig back. That's cool, man. Yeah. Yeah, hard work from a lot of people in a lot of areas is starting to bear fruit.
Yeah, it's we set out with the goal, and like you said, the work's not done, and it's not going to be done for a little while, but
we'll get there.
It's we're seeing progress, and that's really awesome. So I finished the bus that was Alex Cross last week.
Alexander Cross, yep. Wow, Jared, that is awesome. That's a lot of people.
Yeah, I spoke to Jim briefly last night, and he said you guys had 14 people locked on the table and 6 or 7 wandering around waiting to try and get a spot and just having a chat and a laugh. So, I mean, we should all learn from Sydney's example there, because they've successfully kind of established their crew and their venue through thanks to Jared, and have consistently had people turning up and having a good time, and that really reflected, I found, in their
quality of their entries.
Quality of their entries, as well as the number of entries coming through.
Nice. Yeah, I'll just go back and repeat something I said to you before. I'm not doing it for Brisbane, mate.
No.
I do enough. I do enough.
And yeah, well, I think Benny and I are out on doing one for Melbourne.
Yeah, good.
For the same reasons. So, although we don't quite do as much as they know in regards to, I think we do enough.
You do enough, yeah. Certainly, I wouldn't have been able to achieve the Crimson without you guys. So. State of origin.
Look at some of the YouTube numbers. The interviews, they're like a couple of hundred people have looked at them or whatever. But maybe we change up some of that content for next year, come up with some new ideas. Seems to be that the more miniatures that are on screen, the more people are tuning in. So we need to keep that in mind.
You know, this year was a first year that we really tried to do it properly. And I think there was a lot of good learnings from just the setup, just the timing of everything, and probably more people required to sort of allow you to facilitate, or whoever to facilitate the streaming, and just make sure that you've always got good content. Hey, I might give young Vincenzo a message in that case. See what he's up to. The great man.
Miniature Dad?
No, Vincey V.
Oh, Vincey V,
yeah.
Mr.
And Ninjon. But fucking Ninjon and Miniacs absolutely are in my shit list at the moment because, man, they did an episode of their podcast.
Oh, no, mate. You got shouted out.
When?
You didn't get shouted out.
Yeah, I didn't get shouted out on dioramas. It's like, fuck's sake, guys. It's the only thing I do. And you don't give Big Dano a rap, dickheads.
They chop you out for praising on Moses.
Yeah. Fucking dogs. So.
All right, we'll remember it, mate.
Oh, I remember. Don't worry about that. I'll remember. I can give him a spray. Ooh, drop the paint.
Crystal Squid, mate, is my favourite of the big four YouTubers.
Squidmar?
Yeah, when he's out. We're just playing against each other.
Well, he's coming down, yeah, so that'd be good.
Yeah, he is.
This weekend.
Yeah, we should probably talk a little bit about that, because there's going to be quite a bit of coverage for Arc Open. So if people are wanting to check it out, there's going to be quite a few YouTubers there, and I think there'll be a live stream as well. I think Trev and I will be appearing at some point on a live stream somewhere.
Indeed. Well, I certainly will, mate. I don't know that you'll get much of a look in, but...
Well, that's all right. I'll be busy
winning awards.
and just being a general larrikin on the floor with everyone.
No, yeah, I'll definitely be sitting down with them, having a chat. Hopefully, just do a bit of promotion of the Crimson Brush and talk about the scene that we're building and what we're starting to achieve. So, should be good.
Now, the question is, do I want to paint true metal or do I want to paint non-metal? Because the base will lend itself to doing some true metals.
The answer is whatever your
Or do I
heart
do
desires.
Do I do the super Chad mode and do both?
Whatever your heart desires.
Check which microphone is coming through on the speakers.
I still haven't forgiven Ninjon for that fucking insult. I sent him a message. I was just like, seriously, my guy, how can you do an episode on diorama making and not fucking talk about dioramas made by Big Dano?
And what did he say?
He was very apologetic.
Was he?
Oh my god, man, I'm so sorry. I didn't even think. Can't believe we forgot you. You're like one of the best. I love you. I said, damn right, son.
Did they appease you with their apology?
No. No, started a blood vengeance, mate. Mortal enemies now.
Alright. You got a pinch hitter coming in on one of your next dioramas, mate. So we'll get that.
Yeah,
we'll get that.
we're gonna do it. It's happening. I reckon it's next. I'm feeling it. Well, I don't know if you're feeling it now that you're talking about painting.
No, that's alright. I mean, it's 3 models, mate. It's I've got the easy end of the die. I've just got to paint 3 guys. You're doing the rest.
Yeah, how did we stitch that up, by the way? Bit of a rort, really, isn't it?
Well, if the piece manages to find home, you'll get the bigger cut then, mate.
Yeah, fair enough. I graciously accept your offer for 80% of the takings.
Oh, 80.
Giddy up. This other advantage of me sending you the vampires for the weekend is I actually get to see how they travel. So if they come to you and they're in pieces and there's a whole lot of shit, then I'll know I need to reevaluate how I pack it. I think we'll be okay. It's not my first time sending a diorama like that, but you know.
You've sent 2 bigger ones in fairness, so.
Yep, and a lot of smaller ones. The smaller ones have been the ones that have broken, but the reason they've broken is because I put them in plastic containers
rather than the box.
rather than a wooden box, and then the plastic containers in transit, the diorama's been too heavy and it's snapped the bottom of the plastic container away from the piece. I did indeed, Jared. Yes, it is sold. It's coming down to Melbourne this weekend, and then from Melbourne I'm sending it to the new home. It is indeed. Yes. Yes, the next Dio is indeed funded. I mean, I've got probably the next 3 or 4 funded, but no, I'm really, really enjoying the last couple of things I painted. I just, it's like a switch was flicked, and I just suddenly remembered how to paint.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh,
Heresy.
right.
How did you like it? Did you enjoy it? I thought it was awesome.
Yeah, I'm glad you're finding rhythm again and bit of momentum back in swing.
Yeah.
It's good.
He is a fucking big man, hey. He's awesome. Yeah, I sometimes it's just like the scale difference. I think you really nailed it the other day. You were like, oh, it's hard going back to this scale. And I was like, oh, fuck, you know what it actually is? I'd forgotten that most of the last stuff I'd been painting has all been 28mm. So I just felt like I'd forgotten how to paint. And then when you said that, I realised, well, I almost have forgotten how to paint in this scale. And in the words of Celine Dion, it's all coming back to me now. Is that Celine Dion?
Yeah. Well, you should be ashamed of yourself for singing Celine then.
Mate, Franco and Wall, that was all I used to listen to when I was growing up. Celine Dion.
Sure. What about a bit of Brian Adams as well?
Yeah, Brian Adams, John Farnham.
Yeah.
Fucking Kenny G. They were
Oh.
into Kenny G.
Is that Kenny
Yeah.
G?
Yeah. And a few others they were into, yeah.
Alright. Maybe I'll just start doing No Metal Metallic Gold right now. Just fucking do it. Yeah, no, so Alice Cross. Finished.
Yeah. So let me be truthful and speak from the heart here, mate.
Yeah, you hate it. But I hate it too.
I don't hate it, but you reach for the stars and
Yeah, you landed in the clouds.
and you fell short.
Yeah.
But that's okay, because at least you reach for the stars. Having said that, it's bad.
Yeah.
No, do you know the only thing I think is bad is the fabric, and it's just a hard fucking thing to do. It's a hard thing to do. I sort of, you asked me the other day, did I think it was good, and I just didn't know how to answer, because I don't think it's bad,
Yeah.
but I don't think it's good either, and I also don't think it looked like what you were trying to represent it to look like. So,
Did I send you the image of the jacket?
you did, or it was in a chat somewhere,
Yeah.
but I just don't think it is anything like that. Or, sometimes, like, if you see a tie-dyed shirt, even a badly painted tie-dyed shirt, you still know what it is. You're like, oh, it's a tie-dyed shirt.
Yeah.
I couldn't pick that as like being a neon reflective shirt. It didn't look like one. So
Yeah.
that to me it's just a quick cliff notes. Does it look like the thing you want it to look like? Yes, no. if the answer's no, you've fallen short. Even if it's not black. Oh, someone's raided. Hello, friends. Sorry, we're just both painting away. Welcome, Rotworks. Welcome, champion. Hello, everyone. This is Big Dano and Andy here. We're both painting little toy soldiers. We paint mostly display stuff. We occasionally do paint gaming models. Bucks is painting a Commissar from 40k at the moment for a painting competition this weekend. I've painted a lot of Marvel Crisis Protocol. If you want to see some models, we can show you some models probably. But hopefully you're all having a wonderful time. Thank you for the raid, Rotworks. You should definitely go and follow Rotworks, everyone that was on here before. What a champion. How was your stream? What were you painting or doing? Maybe he was playing Hogwarts Legacy. Thank you, Rotworks. Thank you, Blurry Panda. Yes. I'll just go grab a couple more quick things. 1 second.
Mate, run the video. Run the video. G'day, everyone. All the way from Singapore. So, what were you streaming tonight, Rotworks?
These are my 2 entries for a competition we got this weekend. So this one is my first one. It's an orc. We'll just up the. Thank you, Lethal Shadows. We appreciate it. Yes, so that's the first one. This one is the Athena model from. Where's it from? Hera?
No, mate. It's from Black Crow.
Black Crow. There you go. So there's that one. So I'm bringing those 2 down to the painting competition on the weekend. Thank you, and I'll just show you one last thing which I did. If I can find it.
Get the tape, roll the camera.
Alright, it's there. 1 second. It's going to be worth it. It's going to be worth it, I promise. Here we go. Hang on. Pause. I failed abysmally.
You failed. You need to zoom out.
Hang on. It's coming. It's worth the wait. Probably.
This is how we do things around here, by the way, for everyone who's
All right.
first time.
You don't need to see my face, but you can watch this. This is a diorama that I did mostly on stream actually, and I finished it a little while ago now. But yeah, enjoy Camelot.
I really need to learn how to play the loot, mate, so I can just bust the loot out, as it rotates around. So tell us, mate, which is your favourite of your of the 5 scenes that you accomplished on this? Which one do you like the most?
I think the crypt scene was probably my favourite one.
And who features in the crypt scene as it's about to swing its way back around any minute?
Yeah, I'll just. The crypt scene has King Arthur, Mordred, his mortal enemy. Here, I'll see if we can find the crypt scene. There it is. Boom. And
Who's the Pendragon? Yeah, so it's Dad and Son.
No, that other one's just one of the knights. Sir Percival. Yeah. Who featured in the wonderful game King Arthur's Camelot, the side scroller, by the way. If you never saw that, I'll have to find that game. It was awesome. I played it on the arcades at the shop near my house, so it was so good. Yes, so there you go, friends. That's what we do. On here, Bucks is also painting stuff that's just like that, but probably better.
I didn't realise there was a little snake behind your arm.
Yeah, he's just hiding out.
Yeah, a little snake in there just hanging out.
Bucks, you should go post your Instagram for everyone to follow, mate.
Yeah, sure. You can catch me in this location here.
Just a hobby for me, Rotworks. I just paint for fun. Just get on here and do a bit of streaming every now and then. Yep.
Yeah, we're usually here every Monday for about 3 hours. Just a couple of Australian larrikins talking some smack.
painting for
And
shits.
you guys rated right as Trent was tearing something I've recently done to shreds,
I was.
breaking me and my emotions and my feelings all in one breath. Why don't you bring it up, mate? Go bring it up. So that
All
we can
right,
have a laugh.
hang on. Let me do this wash, and then
I'll send you the image of the effect.
Mythic Legions, Mad Jack. I don't recall painting Mythic Legions. I'm not familiar with it anyway, but I would probably paint it. There's not much I don't paint. I like painting pretty much anything. In answer to your question, Blurry Panda, thank you. The models that I paint are usually from specific manufacturers who just create models, but I have painted stuff from specific IPs. I've painted stuff from historical works. I've painted stuff from just fantasy and Warhammer and pretty much anything. I just like painting cool models.
Just about everything. There's been at least something painted from somewhere. I'm going to reshare it directly to you, mate. How about
Alright,
that?
sounds
Nice and
good.
easy.
Here's my Instagram for those who would like to follow me. That's me. I'm sure at some point I'll paint one of your models, Lethal Shadow.
There you go, mate.
All right. Are you ready? Because I'm not gonna.
Yeah, you can be brutal.
Oh, Mad Jack! I do like dwarves. My dwarf, one of my friends is a mad dwarf guy. He loves them. Everything. Hang on, Andrew. Here you go, little buddy. Yeah. All right.
No placement so far.
It's look, it's not bad, right? It's just I don't know. All right, friends, this is Andy's latest piece.
This came out of a class done with. We should always mention, right? This comes from a class that I attended in Melbourne 2 weeks back with the wonderful Natalia Orich. As Dano lays another egg. Yeah.
Can you relax, mate?
So,
It's hard doing this stuff on the fly. Just calm your farm.
So this is less of like a focus of painting to the highest quality and more a focus on trying to achieve some different things and effects. So,
All right.
hey Space Boy, how are you?
But if I was to have to pick, I wouldn't pick dwarves. I'd probably pick half orcs or maybe elves. That'd be my favourite.
You love the cloth effects. That's interesting.
I like everything but the cloth effect.
You're getting super reflective. That's what it is. It's a super reflective jacket. I sent you through the. Do you want to show them the source
All right,
material?
I'll show you the jacket. This is Andy's inspiration. And it's a terrible inspiration, might I add, as well.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah. So the issue lies in that I don't think there's paints outside of magenta that can reach this level of fluorosity. Like
Iridescence.
when I was like, how do I need this to literally effectively be glowing, right?
Iridescence.
And then if you look, the level of contrast that you need if you're miniature painting to achieve this glow, there is actually nowhere near enough space on a model to do this, right? So if you look at the color shift between like the left hand side or his right hand side, the blue to purple to the blue to dark purple to pink, it's like absurd. Yeah.
Yeah, giant blue dick was all fucking polysaw. Look, you're right. Let me tell you where I think you went wrong, right? Because if you want to get iridescent fluorescence, you need to use fluoro paints.
Yeah.
There's no.
I did use fluoro planes.
Well, fuck, you didn't use enough. Put it that way.
When you see it in the hand, I think you'll think different.
Look, I might.
But,
I may do.
yeah.
I may do.
'Cause
Where
the photo is not particularly flattering. We can both agree to that. But
where I think you're losing, right, is it's not intense, eye-popping color that you're getting. It's like a value shift.
yeah,
And that's what's like. If you look at the shirt, right, and this is getting pretty technical, the shirt is actually very similar values across the whole piece, or like across the whole shirt, right?
Yeah.
So you are creating contrast not through value separation, but through the cold fluorescent tones and to the warm fluorescent tones. And so because you've got a purple on there that is a dark purple, I think it's actually losing the effect that you're going for because you've got the value shift. So I think if the purple was a higher saturation, higher vibrancy, higher value, this works better.
yeah.
It's, mate, you shot for the stars, right? I'm gonna start calling you Icarus, right?
Yeah.
You fucking,
That's funny actually, because
Thank
that's
you.
a piece I've got planned in the future. I need to befriend a sculptor to complete the concept for that piece. But
hey, Icarus, he's there. Welcome in the chat, buddy.
Icarus,
Hope the wings
hey,
are okay. Hope the wings are okay, mate. I'm not jealous
Yeah.
of that. There is nothing about that that makes me jealous. I'll give you the hot tip.
No, I've got plenty of other things that for Deno to be jealous of, but it isn't that one. My beautiful wife, right?
Yeah, that's one. Hopefully by the end of the weekend she'll be my beautiful wife. Try and convince her.
It was a very complex piece,
Yeah.
and the like if you look at even Natalia's iridescent jacket that she did on that suit,
Yep.
she steers right out of fluorescent as well, and she goes down a path of using more whites or like off whites,
Yep.
which is pretty intelligent to do.
If you want to see the model we're talking about, Andy did actually discuss it with Natalia on the Crimson Brush stream, so you can go and see it on there.
Hey Benny.
Hey Benny.
Yeah, so it's not, it's not the best, it's not the worst, but it's the start of the year, and we like to rattle off a few. We like to rattle off a few ideas. You got another kind of Ablam idea you don't like that one either, but I think that one in the hand looks a lot better than those big photos I sent through as well. So
it may come across that I don't like much of the things that you do, Andrew, and that's just not true, right? I like a lot of things you do.
I know. But we need to have contrast on the stream, right? We can't just be sitting here circle jerking away.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's just so great.
But also, I don't think you would appreciate that from me. I think you want me to be disrespectful to you.
Yeah, I mean, would you be being genuine if you're just sitting there going, "Oh my god, this is so good"?
Yeah, that is Ben's role. Ben's the hype man. He's just like, man, you're so great in the Discord. Everyone posts stuff. Man, it's so great.
Even Benny had struggled to find nice things for this jacket. He was like, it's really good, and I'm glad that you tried something new. And
well, it's bad as Benny can't.
yeah, I just he said a few other nice things, but I'm probably doing him a bit of a disservice there. But yeah, class pieces often don't end up being your best pieces, right?
No, definitely not. You're really trying to stretch yourself and do something different in a way that you've never done before, and
yeah,
you should feel uncomfortable. You should feel like you're learning something new, and you should feel like it's bad for a lot of stages. So
yeah, well, we certainly felt all of those things. And I was fortunate enough to have Natalia in the room reminding me that it's bad as well. So that was...
I don't imagine she held back on that feedback.
No, no. She was excellent. She had a lot of like we chatted a lot about like I said I think last time, like last week, behind the painting and where to grow, where I need to grow in that sort of space. So
It's an interesting position that you find yourself in now, right? You're at that point now where you can replicate other styles. You can paint like a Spaniard. You can paint
yeah,
like a Pole.
yeah,
How do you paint like Andy?
yeah, correct.
And I'm sure you'll figure it out. I have absolute confidence you will.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna like break my neck at the moment to try and be Andy, if that makes sense. I'm gonna let it just come, and I'm just going to paint.
Yeah.
And if I want to paint something that looks a little more Spanish, then I'm going to paint something that looks a little more Spanish because I like that, you know.
I, my journey has been exactly that. I haven't been. You know what? I need to find my own voice. I need to do my own thing.
Yeah.
I've just painted. And had fun, and over time, that the way that you like to paint shapes what you do, and eventually you reach a point where all of a sudden you realize, oh, this is me. This is how I do stuff, and this is
Yeah.
what I'm good for.
It's it's different for you and I because we, and I'll say this as humbly as possible. You and I, and I guess our friends as well, who we're close with and paint with, we're students of this whole thing, right? So, like, where someone who maybe doesn't have as trained an eye just looks at something I paint, you paint, Benny, Jared, Storm, and just goes, this is super cool, this is awesome, and then they attach it to our name. We can sort of look at things and pretty quickly trace them back to somewhere. Whether it's been a piece that's been done that's inspired it or a style, reminiscent of, like we've just mentioned, Spaniards or the Poles or, that traditional UK sort of style that's more affiliated with.
I'll go you one better.
Warhammer poaching. Yeah.
Not only can I see where inspiration was drawn, I can also see how much a person enjoyed painting the thing versus how much they just had to push through to get it done. I can usually tell that when I see it, particularly with Dave. It annoys Dave half the time when I look at him and I'm like, not your best, Dave. You didn't like it. And he's like, fuck, man, how did you know? It's just, you can just tell.
Did I like Alice or not?
No, not towards the end.
Yeah. Perfect. And not towards the middle as well.
Yeah.
And in fact, not towards the start. Because she is a subject matter that's not. I'd love to say that, how you've just got to, you got to like pick your fights.
Yeah.
Like I'd love to be a sci-fi sort of cyberpunk style painter, but I'm just not. You know what I mean? Like, and it makes me sad. It's probably one of the things that I haven't been able to really do well at this point.
Night, Massive Cravat. Thanks for joining us, mate.
Mate.
Get on the historics. Did I enjoy painting Witchhorn? I did. Yep, I did. I started when was it? Last Sunday, I think. She was just good. Where is she? She's here. Yeah, she was fun. It was just getting back into the. I wanted something that I could cut my teeth on, right? That was just super simple. Yeah. So this is just lines, placement of lights.
I don't call this piece super simple though, because it's not. This has like a bunch of landmines that like painters can get lost in and feel like they're laying eggs. You just happen to find those landmines comfortable. Yep. There you go. There's one area that really challenges people.
Yeah, it's a deceptively hard stomach because people's intent when painting this stomach is usually to leave quite heavy lines in these areas, and female torsos are just softer. No, I think they are. I think they are bubbles or rings or moons or something. I don't think they're I don't think
They're just whatever. They're just whatever came out.
Yeah,
but what they are is really good, solid examples of both non-metal metallic rings and non-metal metallic orbs.
they're
Um,
just there, mate.
yeah,
We don't need to assign a gender or a type of planet or a bubble shape to them.
yeah,
We just need to just let them be what they want to be.
yeah. So like this is actually, I think for a few people they would find this quite a challenge.
And this like these shapes here, they're just a treat to paint, but they're also a trap for unwary punters because if you're not,
you don't know where the light lands.
yeah, if you don't know how to do the light on this sort of surface, it's really tricky. And I mean, I didn't nail it right. Like I don't think I got every area perfect. This probably shouldn't be a shadow here. This is probably too big a shadow. This is okay because it's this maybe, but this bit shouldn't be a shadow. This side's mostly all in shadow, but
what we call those are creative liberties, though.
correct,
right? Like
yeah.
you have taken creative liberties on some shadows on that side of the head.
It's
Now,
really cool, right?
Our Polish contemporaries, who we've spent time with, would go after stuff like that, right? Because they really go hard on technicality, I think.
Yeah.
But also, like, no, that's not fair because they do like rule of cool as well. But we're probably a little bit more fond of rule of cool.
Yeah, rule of cool's my whole motto.
Yeah. You got Will Hahn to advise you on your one. It's not cheating, man. I don't think that's cheating. Will Hahn's painted a pretty cool one.
I do think that's cheating. No, I was inspired by Will's version with the red as well. I think it's striking. So I was, every now and then I like to pay homage to a piece that's inspired me, and you go back far enough in my works, you can see a piece that I did which was heavily inspired by Land's version of Elizabeta, the vampire chick.
Natalia's version of Pixie.
Natalia's version. Yep, that was good. So I've taken inspiration from other painters and used that to just. And sometimes it's actually when I'm struggling, is when I'll do that, and it's actually really helpful to just give you a little bit of guidance. It's like, hey, this is something works.
Yeah, it's you. Painting is fun, and it always should be fun. There will be times when it's not fun. There'll be plenty of times when it's not fun. But when those times are not fun, if you know something that's just you can do, that's just immediately going to make it fun again, you should always do it, I think, right? And if letting someone's work has inspired you, then yeah. Because it can be one of those hobbies that there's just too much thinking and not enough doing at times.
Well, especially for you and Ben.
Yeah. I think we're on the lighter end of it, mate.
Nah, you guys just get in and paint a lot, which is what you need to do. But you spin yourselves in circles sometimes, but you get in there.
Yeah, maybe you have to though. To grow. I think the journey is linear, right? Like we talked about a lot last week, you kind of, you drop something that's really good, and then maybe you drop something that's really shit.
Yeah.
More often than not, you drop something really shit after you've done something that's really good.
Yeah. Usually you're on that high, and you're just like, yeah, I've nailed it. I've finally got it. I know who I am. I'm going to paint like this, and it's going to be awesome. And you do it, and it's fucking shit.
Yeah.
It's happened to
Case
me.
in point, Alice Cross.
More times than I'd like to admit.
Yeah, Jared, you've felt that. Benny hasn't been in a circle for a long while.
That's good, Benny. And I'm only teasing you anyway, mate. You're very prolific, and if there's one piece of advice I could give to anyone, it's if you want to be better, paint more.
Paint more.
Heresy, thanks, champion. Good luck with the move. never a fun time in your life, moving house, stressful. But there is.
That's rough, mate. Hopefully we relieve you of having to think about moving for a couple of hours, mate, because moving sucks.
But there's nothing quite like the feeling of everything being done. So work towards that, mate. Work towards it.
Space Toy, you messed up a bus when the screws came loose on your painting stool, got super glue everywhere. Bin it. Don't even bother trying to fix that, mate. Just bin it and move on to the next. I hope that's what you did anyway. That would be my advice. I don't know when to cut ties, and covering the whole thing in super glue is probably a pretty good choice. Yeah, just buy another. Yeah. Oh, Yidhara one? Yeah. I actually wouldn't mind painting a couple of those Yidhara models.
I think I've done one. I think I've done one of their orcs. Just one though.
I'm sitting on a couple of gems from the old Enigma range that AK picked up. Some absolute classics from back in the day that'll be getting done this year. 3 of them.
Yeah, I know you're a big fan of those. My mercenary goblin will be parting ways with me come
the end of the week. So I decided I'll buy another one. So I bought another one.
Another mercenary goblin.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I could paint that. I could paint that a second time for sure.
Mm-hmm.
That is an all timer. There's a good question. G'day, Sodagut. Name a figure that you would paint a second time right now without even batting an eyelid.
Sure. What would I paint a second time right now without batting an eyelid?
Obviously,
I would paint another Ablum without batting an eyelid. I would paint Mean Tweets again without batting an eyelid. I would paint the Nuts Planet Historical of William Wallace again. I think that's just a really, really good sculpt. Like, really good. Some of the Nuts Planet do very, very cool sculpts. Uther?
Yeah, Uther's for sure.
Mercenary Goblin. Can I just say this one? I can do this 3 times. Let's bring out Cormac.
Yeah, Cormac. I'd do
Cormac
again.
the Mighty.
Actually, I might even do a Cormac again because it's been a long time since I did a version of Cormac.
That's one of your first ones,
yeah,
isn't it?
I feel like I've evolved a lot since I did that. In a long time.
Do you know what I'd like to see you do again this year?
Yeah.
I need to see you do a 4 model diorama where you go all the way Deno mode. Like full Deno mode unlocked. I need to see like Wizard of Oz, fairies, like I need to see that again.
It could happen. Yeah, I'll tell you who it could happen with. The Squidmark Kickstarter.
Yeah.
Could happen. Mate, that's false right there. You always go full Deno.
You never go full Deno. Only Deno can go full Deno. If anyone else goes full Deno, it's not going to work out well for you. But
that's a great quote, by the way, from a fantastic film, one of the funniest films ever. I remember the first time I saw that fucking movie, I nearly wet myself.
Yeah, that movie I think had most people think. Probably has aged the best.
No, it has not aged the best at all.
I mean, Robert Downey. I saw some interview of Robert Downey Jr. defending doing blackface, and I was like, "Ooh, 2023 is coming for you, bud."
I made Rocket watch fucking Wedding Crashers the other day.
Yeah, classic, absolute classic.
Absolute classic. Still holds up in most cases. Yeah. Like,
can I tell you, the unsung scene of that film is when Vince Vaughn does the kitchen rant at the grandpa. That's actually the best scene in the movie. That gets overshadowed by a lot of really good scenes, but
I think Vince Vaughn's character.
Oh yeah, Jub is here nodding her head, like loves that scene.
Just that whole scene where Vince is like, he's like, I'm leaving, I'm going today, and Owen Wilson's like, no. Yeah, it gets maple syrup, and he's just like, I'm just gonna sit here and not talk. I'm just that whole scene. Vince Vaughn's Vince Vaughn's a crack up in that film. He's a crack up.
He is. So where are the pirates? That's a great question, Scarra. We're actually, no word of a lie. Yesterday, Dano and I were chatting, and I was like, pirates, mate, pirates. And not to be confused with the adult film of the early 2000s. There's probably some great scenes in that too. But, no. Yeah, well, I was like, let's revisit. Are we ready to do it? And there was a resounding yes from you, wasn't it, big fella?
Yeah, I think it's time. So I think we'll. What I probably want you to do is assemble the models, and I'll bring them back with me.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll build the base with all the models.
Yeah.
And then I'll send your models down.
You're funny. I shan't be building the models over this weekend as we're very busy, and I've got to pay an entry. So, but I will build them and send them to you. How about that?
All right, that'll be fine.
Yeah.
Pirates 2 Stagnetti's Revenge.
Stagnetti, eh?
Oh,
What a movie, yeah.
the fact that we all know that is just a wonderful, wonderful moment in time.
When I first met Yana, she said, I have something weird to tell you. And I'm like, what's that? And she's like, I am a massive fangirl of... Who was what's her name?
Jessie Jane.
Jessie Jane.
Jessie Jane.
And I'm like, oh, cool.
Don't worry,
My
Joe.
name.
That's not weird, mate.
No, I didn't think it was weird. I was just like, cool.
That's wonderful.
She's blushing off screen, mate. What a name, Stagnetti. That's one of those names that you just picture being screamed at the top of your lungs, right? Stagnetti!
Stagnetty! Chuck sprays!
Yeah, so you asked me some questions about our friend DC during the week, right? We're having a bit of a laugh about but I'll tell you, DC had Benny and Storm and I in absolute tears. Hey Benny, that great scene where the two girls are going.
What did he do? What did he do that had you in tears? Because he's a lovely guy. He's never
the
cracked
biggest
me up
character.
before.
Oh, he's the biggest character going. Look. The cheek on Alice is not right? And Dave wanted everyone in the room to know that the cheek was not right. Yeah, it was just a big giggle at just this succession of conversation that came off it. We were all having too much fun and not enough pain. But
No wonder your Alice came out shit.
Dave was making us laugh, but we were making Dave cry. He's like, I can't even paint my model. We'll just go for Mihail Plazarski's
Yes.
gold method. They're really good. I use that most regularly now, actually.
It's good. It's strong.
It is a strong recipe for gold. Because you're mixing so much of it yourself, you can change the way it looks.
Yep. Alrighty then.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Yeah, Ben had it real going. What were you saying? It's Ben figured out for the first time in his entire life that if you mix all the colours together, you get brown. And he's like, no wonder everything I paint is brown. Because when I get angry or upset when I'm painting, I just start mixing colours together. And then Natalia brings up the colour wheel. Ben's like an ape, man. Like he's looking at the colours. Looking wheeling it around, and he's like, "Oh, is this how colour works?" colours on that were opposite to the colour wheel, and it's like he'd seen contrast for the first time in his entire life. He took off his glasses. And he's like double taking the model. He's like, what have I done?
Oh, that's outstanding.
And Dave couldn't comprehend it. Dave's greatest success of the whole weekend was bringing 2 additional colour wheels. One that Ben took home, and then one that Natalia took home. And Storm was just sitting there like a slapped fish, hey? Because she's like, I've only been trying to explain this to you, Ben, for literally our entire relationship and marriage.
Hello, All Might. Hello, mate.
Hey, All Might, how are ya? Yeah, it was, so if you want to have an absolute blast, come and join us on a Victorian painting class where we explore the basic principles of colour and how they work.
Or come and join us this weekend at the Arc Open.
Oh, yes, come and join us this weekend at Arc Open, please. Oh, Ben.
I wish I was there. I would have lost the plot.
You would have been rolling around on the ground.
I would have been in hysterics, and I would have been piling on, like just absolutely piling on.
Were. Yeah, so between that and Dave just looking like huffing and puffing over this cheek, that all happened in the space of an hour. It was a blast.
Yeah, look, I actually think the value in those classes comes not from the lessons that you get. It's from the relationships you build and the fact that you're just sitting there painting for 20 hours over 2 days.
Yeah.
All right. I reckon this is pretty cool right now. Let's do some airbrushing around the base.
This is why we should do a podcast and have Benny on as much as possible.
Fucking hell, that would be funny shit.
Yeah, because he's absolutely hilarious at the best of times, but when he starts to uncover some of his interesting quirks around miniature painting, it's too good. So now that you know that, though, and you know what Ben's been up against, he's achieved quite a lot, really.
He's done well.
He's done incredible.
He's an Aussie battler, really, isn't he?
He's the epitome of Aussie battler.
I'm surprised Tracy Grimshaw hasn't interviewed him yet, to be honest.
Well, yeah, so I was in the class, and I was just minding my business, and this colour wheel appeared in front of me. Open my eyes.
Open up your eyes. Don't let your mind tell the story here. What do you got there, bro? McFakey. You want to show the camera?
No. McFakey, a McFlurry.
She's made a McFlurry out of Halo Top and a flake. It's called a McFlakey. Come on, bro. Get onto the camera. Show everyone.
No, I don't want to.
Nice. I wish she was more innovative like that when she was making me a cup of tea. Shots fired.
Yeah, I followed your directions and that was a mistake.
You just reach for Chuck sprays.
Chuck sprays coming out to the party.
Chuck sprays could have been in Pirates.
Chuck sprays could have been in Pirates.
Yes. It's just really bad saying When I look over the last 4 years of pieces, I can see what went wrong now. At the end of it, he's like, I think I'm going to go get checked for being colourblind.
I love it. I love it so much. It's wonderful, Ben. It's wonderful. That's what I'm looking forward to for the weekend, mate. Just a little bit of that. Just a little bit of ragging on Benny, chuckling myself. Hey Benny, where's your Crimson Brush video? Where's that moment? Where's that video of just like the fun moments? That little 3-minute montage video you were going to do.
Yeah, he did it.
I didn't see it, did I?
Send it, Benny. We'll put it on.
Where did you put it? Did you put it on the grams or did you put it somewhere else?
He did one for the paint class as well. Yeah, he's sending you a link to that.
Thank you, Andrew.
Be careful opening it, mate, because it is banned. So it could just be
Stagnetti's revenge.
it could be a screen and a cut of pirates with people's faces stuck in random locations. Any of us painted Mad Jacques? Yeah, Mad Jacques or Jack? Yeah, I grew up with a guy called Jacques. It was a rad too. Painted action figures. No, I haven't painted action figures. Have you, Trent?
Define action figures. I've painted.
Yeah, like, McFarlane's and stuff like that.
I have not painted anything like that specifically. I've done a few figures around that scale though, but I've done a couple of garage kits. Yeah.
Oh my, you did a John Wick and have some problems with the highlight in his black coat. Can you help me if I send you a picture? Yeah, sure can.
Hang on, I'm going to watch this video. You can all watch it at the same time as me.
Yeah, send it through while we watch this. No one's watching it but you.
Yeah, I don't care. The link's in the chat, mate. I'm not gonna put a crummy fucking picture up on the screen for people to watch. Oh, that's a good shot. You and Nat chatting away. Well done. I like that.
We got heaps of footage for Nat while she was in Melbourne.
Yeah, Jared chatting to some dudes. Some great entries there. Looking good. Subscribe to Benny.
You send it on Insta? Did you send it to? Did you send it to myself or Trent? Back a video. Yeah, Benny likes to do a bit with the video. He's pretty good at it. Yeah, he does it super quick. I mean, if he did it full on, it would be sick. I think he should just do one of all of our stream highlights. What do you reckon, Trent?
That's pretty cool, mate. Well done. I would love to see a video of all of the funniest parts of this stream over the last 2 years condensed down into about 20 minutes.
Yeah.
It would be very funny, very very funny indeed.
Yeah, there's been some crackers. Philodendrons, all of the memes, all of the graphic designers who like to come along and hang out with us and make funny things, funny little images. There'd be some good ones, wouldn't there? Hey, check this out. I'm going to send you something. Coming to you right now on Instagram, sir. Where are you? We're special guests, mate.
What are we special guests on?
Go check it out.
All right. Stand by. All right, this is starting to come together. Oh, yes. Special guest. How good's that?
That is
I love being a celebrity, eh?
yeah, me too. Me too. Hey?
What are you chuckling at, Mud?
Boy, you can't say that on the street.
No, I've been off camera. Like, I'm sorry. I can't keep myself on camera. I'm fucking terrible.
Ah, John Wick.
Have we got John Wick? Yeah.
John Wick. Am I getting paid an appearance fee? I damn well should be, mate. I damn well should be. Just pretend I didn't do that. I need his control. No. Shift? No. Alt. Yes. There we go. Pro streamer over here, friends. Look, let me give everyone a piece of advice here, right? If you are going to send a picture to someone for critique, that picture needs to not be shithouse. It's very, very hard to critique someone's work when you have a lot of lighting issues in the photo. Andy and I went through this in the beginner stream on Kingdom Death. My goodness, it was tough. It's just hard to tell what's an actual natural shadow and what is a natural light versus what is highlighted or painted. In terms of this,
I think the first image is still the best.
yeah,
Alright, what we can make the assumption of is that you're doing a warm cold ambient light. So you got your red lights coming from one side, and then we've got like bluish, maybe no lights, but it's going to feel cold because of the suit color, right? So it looks pretty good that you're baking in all of your ambient light or your secondary light source early on in the piece. It's really important to do that. I don't know if we talk about that enough, Trent, how important it is if you are going to do an OSL effect to bake it in early. You and I actually probably do it a bit backwards, right? Because
well, I usually
no secret that you'll just pump in some white and then start pushing stuff through the airbrush to create one.
yeah, I usually decide late that I'm going to do it. So
Yeah.
yeah,
But it actually, from a structural point of view, it's better to bake it in early so you can get a good feel for it. So I think you've done the right thing there. Are you mixing some warm colours, some warm browns into the highlights for the pants? Is that what's happening? Can you see that too, Trent, on the front of the pants there?
yep.
I like the idea, but I'm not sure it's necessary. Something to always note when you're putting an ambient colour or an ambient OSL effect is that there is always a field of shadow between the OSL itself, the material, and then the next, I guess we'll say, light source.
Yep.
Usually, which will be like a natural light, right? Like sunlight or whatever we're talking about. So you've got to make sure you get that field in, which it looks like you've got the start of it in here on the pant leg. But again, we can't tell. This could just be from the shadow from the photo. So
Look, it's a very difficult color to paint, black. You know, there's a lot of painters who struggle with black. I consider myself one of them. It's really hard to do well. The only solution, I guess, that I've come up with has been to paint the area over highlighted and then glaze it down.
similar how you like to paint red.
Exactly. But if you get that balance wrong and you glaze too much, then you lose all of the work that you've done. If you glaze the wrong colour, you know, it doesn't look black, it looks grey. It's a delicate balance to strike, and it's really hard to say you need this colour, you need that colour. What you need is to experiment and find the right level of highlighting versus the level of shadow across the majority. And again, your deepest shadows need to be black, but when you do that, you don't leave yourself any room to go deeper. So sometimes you need to trick the eye into using or into thinking something's a darker shadow, and that can sometimes be using a satin colour, like a satin dark blue or a satin purple, which will actually look black and will look blacker in the shadows. But this is not an easy colour. So
Very rarely is black pure black, right?
yeah.
It's usually either warm or cold to some degree. So you need to always factor that in with your highlights.
Yeah, it's tricky. It's very tricky. I have a very small dog sitting here watching me.
Here you go.
Sometimes I'll just be painting, and he'll just sit there.
He'll just be watching.
He's not close. He's about 2 meters away. Hello, Cujo. And he's just staring.
Hey, Cujo.
He's just like waiting for me to pay attention to him. Probably so he can ask me for some food.
He's looking away, lay pricking on you, is he?
He's a creepy little guy. Wonderful.
So you won't be doing a stream this Sunday.
Well, actually, I might. It'll just
You
be
might.
from my phone, live from the Arc Open.
Oh, sick.
That's my plan anyway.
Being that we've been made special guests for Arc, we
Yeah.
should probably I think the Lore and Legends guys are doing the stream. They might be able to catch us on that stream there.
Well, I'll definitely be somewhere.
Yeah, we'll Instagram it out, right?
Yeah, we can do some stuff. When you say we, what you mean is, Deno, can you please do an Instagram stream because I don't know how to do it and I want to be a celebrity. Is that right?
Not sure I want to be a celebrity like that much, mate. I'm sure I could figure out Instagram if I wanted it that bad.
I'm teasing you. No, it'll be good. I'm just looking forward to the weekend, mate. Don't really know what I'm going to do. I'll do something.
Yeah, we'll try and bring something to the people, yeah?
Something to the people.
Might just be a bunch of face swaps from Stagnetti's Revenge.
I'm on for that.
You're on for that?
Yeah.
What was the greatest face swap of 2021, 22? Was it philodendrons or was it? There's a couple. There was philodendrons. There was the
Warney one when we're chatting with Warney and Adam Gilchrist is my favourite.
Yeah, that one was very good. Yeah, that was good fun. Norman had a sterling year on the
He did. He had a fucking strong year. I feel like the Shannon Knoll one might have actually been that year.
Yeah, Shannon Knoll was last year as well because that was for Crimson, right?
Yeah, Party
Well,
Monday.
what about me?
Yeah. All right. That piece, that element, is basically done, or mostly done. What's the time? Oh, awesome.
It's 10 o'clock on the dot.
2 hours. Might just do a tiny bit of work on the other chick and see if we can recover her to the point where we like her.
The fairy, the fae creature.
Yeah. Yep. Here she is. So I'm going to put the two together, and we'll have a zoom out and have a look at what they look like.
How much pistachio you got going on the on her?
The pistachio is on the this one, and it's not working for me at all. I haven't actually got any pistachio on this. I like this color much better. I think I might move this green towards that green because I really like how that green came out. But
Go check Discord, my friend.
Has Ben got us a Stagnetti's already? Has he? Hey, little man. Hey, come here. You want to say hello to everyone?
No means yet. He's just prepping. He's just prepping some images.
It's me, Hugo.
I think the Cal Drogo one might still be the funniest.
You're being a real huggy boy at the moment, buddy. I had the builders here this morning, and he sat in my arms for about half an hour without even moving.
It was probably like, who are these people and why are they in my house?
Yeah.
What were they building?
Oh, they're fixing some water damage. What was I going to look at? Yeah, I want to try and figure out what colour. Hugo, don't smell that, buddy. Hey, what's this? What's this? Do you want to get down? Or do you want to stay here? Hey? What are you doing? You weird guy. Mom, I'm sitting on Uncle Dad's lap.
Good for you, buddy.
I reckon. I need to go to that same cold green on her, and I think the skin needs to pop more. I think I need it to be almost like reflective. And then I might move the hair into orange, like she's some sort of fire spirit.
Really?
Well, I think so.
Fire and earth. I mean, fire and grass seems a bit weird for storytelling.
How dare you? Mate, I'm pretty sure that guy's name's Evan Stone, by the way, the captain.
Yeah.
I'm confident.
Evan.
Evan.
Yeah, that's correct.
Is it correct, Rocket?
Yeah, me and my housemates used to all watch that movie.
Rocket knows the stars.
We all used to watch it all the time.
Oh, Classic.
It's a famous film.
It's a famous film.
It is a famous film. Isn't there a documentary about it as well? I'm pretty sure there is.
All right, buddy. Off you get. Off you get. Good boy. Good boy.
I think if you're storytelling, she should probably be a blue element, like watery element.
Yeah, I get that, but it's just not going to look right. I don't think. I mean, I could probably try the blue more, but I don't know. I'm gonna go with my gut here. I'm gonna go orange.
Alright. I'll back you in.
I do love my greens. I do indeed.
And blues.
I do love blues, but
Can I just? I'm just going to drop this one, right?
yeah.
Blue is harder to paint than red.
I'm probably going to agree with you there.
A lot of people would say red is hard, but I think blue is much harder.
I think blue, red, purple are all hard.
Yeah.
It's a great colour. Blue, red, purple are all hard because if you highlight them, they go into a pink or a different, completely different colour. So that's what makes them hard, I think. Whereas green, you can highlight with yellow, and it looks right. Orange, you can highlight with yellow, and it looks right. Yellow, you can highlight with more yellow, and it looks right.
You can highlight green with white as well. I mean, obviously you go to a mint, but that's what you're searching for. Whereas, yeah, you can't highlight red with a white.
Yeah.
And it's tough to highlight blue with a white as well.
Yeah.
Thanks, Benny. Are you on the colour wheel there, mate?
Oh, gold.
Hey, what did you think of Tony's latest piece? Old CHK.
Yeah, good.
Nice little piece. Yeah.
I fucking love that guy, man. He's so good. I don't know if I told you, but my boss of 10 years handed his resignation the other day.
You and me both, mate.
Yeah.
So when are we turning pro?
Yeah, when are we turning pro? Might be soon.
Yeah.
Big
Might
Dano,
be.
Big
Might have to. Might not be a choice, you know.
Big Dano's Patreon coming up. Who's on board?
Yeah. You've heard of cult with paint, but have you heard of the generation saturation?
Saturation generation. I don't know that I would do a very good job.
You know what I didn't do, mate?
What?
I didn't do a very good job the first time I started my job. But I
That's
became
true.
really good at it
That's true.
because you work at it.
That's true. Much like anything in life, mate, it's all about practice. Yeah, I'm not sure what I would do if I ended up leaving my current job. I'd probably
Move to Melbourne, mate, to put a studio in, you know, I've got the space.
saturation generation. Let's do
Yeah.
it for realsies.
Yeah.
Satchin.
Take the internet by storm. Opening salvo. Stagnetti's revenge.
What is the thing that separates Saturation Generation's Patreon from
All the others?
all the others? What is it?
We're Australian.
All right, but that doesn't automatically make us good. It just automatically makes us better than Americans.
Yeah.
There should,
And that's a great place to start, isn't it?
there should be no Americans on at this time slot, so if there are and you are offended by that, suck shit.
Jump on a boat.
Come fight me. No, what is it that makes us different? This is a thing that
Well, we should ask. We should ask the people that watch us, mate. You know?
because this is my issue, right? I've when I did a podcast for War Machine,
Yeah.
which was widely recognised as the greatest podcast that's ever been done for War Machine, and that's not a lie either. You can go and look it up.
Yeah.
What separated us was we were at the absolute peak of our powers. And more importantly, we provided a unique perspective, right?
Yeah.
We had a different way of looking at the game of War Machine to the majority of other people that were playing and or podcasting.
Yeah.
So our conversations tended to be different to other people's about,
Yeah.
you know, is X model good or is Y model good?
Well, I'll tell you one thing, right? People love to talk to us, right?
Yep.
So that's something that we immediately offer above our contemporaries, or some of our contemporaries, right? We can pull guests on and have some pretty good chats. Also, you know everyone.
I do, yes. Look, Saturation Generation Space Toy is Andy and I, our podcast that we tossed up doing.
Yeah.
A real podcast for
As we're
painters.
both middle-aged men,
Middle-aged white men. Why not have?
so why not, hey?
Why not have a podcast? Yeah.
Yeah. Because the world needs more of our middle-aged white men thoughts. No. I guess, Ben's got something there. Like, we paint more than Games Workshop. So,
Yeah.
there's that.
So let me reframe the question.
Yeah.
What is it that sets us apart to justify people signing up for a Patreon?
Like, what can we offer them?
Yeah. Why would people want to listen to you and I
Yeah.
talk about toy soldier painting over anyone else that they have access to via Patreon? What videos, content that we provide?
Because maybe it's not always about being different, but or being actively different, but maybe just us in what we are is different, right? I know that a unique perspective that we share is that we fundamentally believe that through the action of painting and enjoying painting, you will grow.
Yep.
I'm not going to go incredibly in depth because we talk about it all the time. But that's a
Benny-
little bit of a different perspective.
Benny, that's not a sustainable business model as much as I would like it to be. Wanting to support my favourite painters, no.
Yeah.
You need to provide value to a person who is contributing money.
Funnily enough, though, in talking to Natalia, she said that was one of the things that surprised her the most, is that people just want to support you.
Yeah.
Which I found very interesting. Not to be contradictory there, right?
So that is the point that I was going to make, Space Toy. That is the thing that is I think our key differentiation from other painters and other things out there is we actually don't mind just having a fucking go at someone or having a spray or having a personality, and there's doing that in a bad way, I think, which is this model is bad and you should feel bad, versus doing it in a way that adds value.
You did this wrong, so you're wrong.
Yeah.
That is not the way that we think about things, I don't think.
Plus, we're very funny.
Well, that's true.
Rockets doesn't think so, but
I've heard Rocket laugh many times in the background, whether she cares to admit it or not.
yeah.
Particularly when I remind her of her spraying me down about the colour choice of teal. I think she has a good giggle at that almost every time.
She's going again.
Yeah.
Look, it's how do we incorporate our personality
Well, maybe we need to do a show
into
rather than
a
three-
painting show / video series that we can do regular content for.
Yeah.
Regular content.
Yes. Yeah. Because do you want to be doing guides and articles and all this sort of stuff? I don't really want to do that.
Well, look, I want to do more video making this year. That's one of my goals for this year, and I had a similar goal last year and failed abysmally. I started so many projects where I was like, yeah, I'm going to record this project from start to finish and turn it into a fun video. Specifically, the Hyperborea. I've got about 20 minutes of cut together footage of the start of Hyperborea.
Mm-hmm.
Same for the vampires. And it's fucking hard work, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's that's the thing that I wonder if, yeah, the majority.
The trick is, right, is that you have to. What I see is that you have to get through. You have to get through a really tough time where you're doing everything.
Yeah.
Until you're not anymore, and then you're hiring editors. And once
Yeah.
you're hiring editors, you're sort of in the space where you can focus more on your content creation. I think one thing we should do is have a chat to some of those leading content creators who are going to be at UP.
Well, I'll be there. So, did you laugh at that one, Rocket?
Yeah. So outrageous.
Editing videos is brutal, Cujo. Hey, it is just, it is fucking hard.
Cujo's been in the game for a long time.
Look, I did. Actually, Cujo's a great person to ask. Let's get him on.
Yeah.
Cujo, join us on Discord. Talk to us, mate. What
Come chat to us, Cooch.
I did the Iceborne videos. Had a really wonderful time doing them. The editing part was the part that nearly Icarus that nearly broke me. I had filmed the content, I had filmed the painting, and then putting it together was the part that nearly broke me. And that was 12 videos. That's not a lot.
Yeah. Oh, it's one, yeah.
Yeah, Iceborne. Yeah.
Yeah. But you did that in 3 days, Trent.
Yeah, I did it in a few days.
Fucking psycho. Like, don't forget that point.
So the way that I would like to approach a Patreon is to always be several months ahead on content.
Yeah.
So I would like to pre-film 4,
6 months worth or
5,
whatever.
6 months of videos in advance, and then you take a break in December, right?
Yeah.
And that way you're only having to do a couple of videos a month
Yeah.
to stay ahead of the game.
I actually have a question for you.
Go.
Are you willing to do Warhammer content?
Yeah, for sure.
As it's the most desired content.
Well, look, I think the most desired content, and Mick Bucks hit the nail on the head, is accessibility.
Yeah.
There's a lot of professional painters out there, like the Sergios, like the David Arovas, that do Patreons. I'm never going to compete with those guys, and I don't want to, because that's not me. I'm not a painter like those guys. What people would want to learn, one assumes, from you and I, is how we do it our way. And my best strength has always been speed.
Yeah.
People want to watch me to figure out how to do stuff quickly.
Mm-hmm.
So the best subjects for that is, of course, Warhammer and armies and stuff, and how you can speed that process up.
Yeah, speed is an important asset in army painting, and I think there's a few channels that do that well. A few patrons that do that well. I think Cold Paint has that as an emphasis.
Well, they tap both sides, right? They do
Yeah,
Andy's awesome level, and then they do Henry's
yeah.
speed stuff. See you, Benny. Good night, mate. See you on the weekend, eh?
See you, Benny. I'll see you on Saturday, mate. I'll probably see you before then, actually. Yeah, there's a lot to think about. A lot of food for thought.
I don't know. As the likelihood of, me needing to start looking for another job, I start to think about, well, do I want to do this as a career? And invariably, my answer has been no, like for a
Yeah.
long time.
Yeah, I've been in a similar boat. But I like to think that we have a lot to offer this very rapidly growing space.
But if it could be fun, to
Yeah,
do,
it has to be fun.
and of course it's going to feel like work, but if it could be work
Yeah,
that I don't genuinely despise, well, which again, I don't despise my job now. I find my job pretty straightforward most of the time.
hmm Well, we've both been in our jobs for a very long time.
Yeah.
Cujo, the way I do it, make a rough edit of the footage, so zoom in, get the modelling frame, cut out the parts where you're just waving the model about etc, then watch the rough edit back and write out a script for what I'm seeing, record the audio, then cut the rough edit. Yeah, that's the way I think is the best way to do it.
Yeah.
That way it doesn't interfere with your creative process.
Yeah, Cujo, that's definitely something I would do next time. I instead try to do the voiceover audio over the footage that I'd cut together, and yeah, it didn't work as well. Well, I wouldn't be concentrating heavily on Games Workshop. But I would certainly quite happily paint some Games Workshop stuff, particularly the Underworlds models.
I mean, Warhammer Old World's not far away, mate.
Could be.
I mean, I totally understand as well what you're saying, Space Toy, with a lot of people focused on 40k, but I mean, 40k is the biggest audience, you know? You only have to put, you only have to, I mean, if Trent tomorrow was like, hey, yo, Instagram, I'm doing something a little bit different, I'm going to paint a Space Marine army. It'd be very interesting to watch the interactions on his account and how that would go.
I would get probably 10,000 followers in the space of a few weeks, I reckon.
Yeah.
And that's not a lie. Like, I was chatting to Liam about it, chatting to Dave. You know, those Dave and I, for a period of time there, we had a similar number of followers on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
And then he started posting a lot of Space Marines, and I kept posting my shit. Mate, his account is now like 40,000. I think he's like 40,000.
And I mean, he dropped a 10,000k post, right? 10,000 like post, which is pretty massive for a miniature paint.
Yeah. I think I came close actually. I think I got about 7,000 or 8,000.
You have?
Yeah, I think so. Not on all of them.
Yeah.
But
so yeah, rather than it be a counterpoint, it's just like it's the catch-22. It's the how do you, if you're going to try and cut your teeth on content that's not that, and you doomed to fail
Look,
from the start.
you are shooting yourself in the foot by not incorporating that content to some extent. So here's my pitch for what saturation generation Patreon looks like. First of all, an interview with
Yeah.
a painter of some description every month.
Yeah.
And that's an opportunity to talk to someone, hear different perspectives,
Mm-hmm.
get stuff like that. Do you make that available to the public? Probably you make a few episodes available to the public early on so people can see what they're getting. Do you lock it behind a paywall permanently? Not sure. Probably not. You maybe
Yeah, I don't reckon you'd like the interviews behind the paywall at all, because the goal, like if we looked at what the mission plan would be for that, the mission statement would be to give both those artists exposure as well as the Patreon exposure.
Yep. So they'd probably
and celebrate miniature painting in general. So I think that should be free content.
Something that we used to do on Oz Machine was you'd have a little bonus segment.
Yep.
So if we recorded an episode, we'd have an extra like 15, 20 minutes that you could have accessible only for Patreon. So you could do that with the interviews where you maybe ask.
Well, you can talk to interviews, like Patreons can actually have their questions asked.
Exactly, yeah. Get Patreons to pop questions in there, and you can ask the Patreon questions and stuff, and then that's Saturation Generation Part 1.
Yeah. Part 2, I'd love to do like a roundup / once a month do the classic, who's painted what and where and why. I think there's value to that. I think that again gives back to the community, and community involvement is key to success when trying to grow a community, right?
Yep. Yeah, that's cool. Wouldn't want to probably do that.
You do it maybe once every 3 months or something, because the amount of stuff won't be that high.
Well, again, don't want to just rehash what everyone else has done. I know Cult of Paint does that. Warhammer Weekly does that.
Vinci does it, I guess, as well with his P&Ps. Does he still do that?
Does who still do what?
Vinci, does he still do his P&P? Is it Painters Motivating Painters?
Maybe I haven't seen it for a while. YouTube's weird. It doesn't bring up like people I'm subscribed to. Generally, clips on my front page. It's always new people.
All of the algorithms are pretty cooked.
Yeah.
What does Bear say? A 10-minute interview clip for YouTube, the full version on Patreon? Yep.
Yeah.
Interview-wise, definitely focus on the Australian painters to start. You were talking about AOS Coach before. He's alienated a lot of the Australian AOS communities and content creators because he doesn't introduce or support the Australian community. Well, that's something that we're pretty passionate about, doing the opposite of that. So,
yeah, I would be very much into chatting to mostly Australian painters. Also, from a time zone perspective, it's a lot more manageable. Just having a chat like this. So then obviously we do painting videos, but again, how do you make those painting videos fun? How do you make those painting videos have personality? And what I would like to say is a painting video. Hey buddy, what do you want? What do you got? You got a toy? What about a painting video where one of us paints something, and both of us comment on the process? So,
which we've done already. We've done that plenty.
What do you give me, mate? Yeah, I'm not filling this up. I filled it up like 3 times today, you dickhead.
Scarro, you're looking forward to getting in, mate. Well, that's the other thing as well, is that we don't just have to talk to people who are established and, in quotation marks, good at painting or whatever the case may be, or well known or famous or blah blah blah.
Hey buddy.
It's good to talk to people at all different steps of the journey. And what I'm learning the more I watch content on YouTube is that people's mountains are all different sizes. You know, some people are really, like Trent said earlier, only looking to get stuff to a standard that they can get it on the table and play games with.
I don't remember Painting Buddha doing that, Cujo, but if they did, that's a good thing, because I think Painting Buddha were probably the pioneers of your painting videos as we know it today. So, but yeah, just imagine, right? So I cut together a video of me painting, right? And then you and I talk over it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you know, let's say
I'll ask you some questions while you're doing that.
Yeah.
What was the choices here? What led you to do this? That
or
sort
you know,
of stuff.
because explaining something's really easy, but explaining something in a way that someone understands is a lot harder.
Yeah.
And if you are having that actual conversation at the time, as opposed to the actual conversation where you're just assuming that the person's understanding what you're saying, you know, if you're like, well, what do you mean by this, or why did you choose to do this, or you know, I saw your brush strokes in that direction, but you know, what was your choice that made that, blah blah blah. That whole interaction is something that you don't get in current painting videos. You just have one guy talking to you and saying, this is what I did.
Yeah.
So I think that is the night, Timbo. That is the differentiating factor
Hi, Timbo.
around.
Good on, mate.
And that also allows us to bring the personality into it, which hopefully makes the painting videos really more of an experience to watch. Here's what I do with painting videos, and I'm very comfortable sharing this. I will load up a painting video from Sergio, from David Aroba, who are my two Patreons I currently follow,
Mm-hmm.
and I'll skip it without listening to them talk to see what they do with their colour choices. Skip,
Yeah.
skip, paint, skip, until I see something where I'm like, oh, that's interesting, and then I might watch, you know, a 5-minute clip of it. That's it.
Yeah.
That's what I do every time.
Yeah.
Cujo.
So if that's what you do, right, and you're willing to pay for that, then that shows
Well, the
some
value,
stuff, that
yeah.
reveals some stuff. Then, right?
the value that I get out of it is not necessarily understanding the. Yeah, I mean, I'm probably not the best person to ask, but
The trick is to remember what it was like when you were like, I'm willing to travel to the other side of the world
to learn.
to spend time with massive voodoo.
Yeah.
To learn.
Cujo obviously puts on his funny voices and his made-up people, and that's actually a wonderful example of what I'm talking about. It's really hard to make an interesting and fun video.
Yeah, you know, you got MS Paint, who's got his characters that he does and puppets and things like that. There's lots of people doing lots of cool creative stuff in this space, right? I'd love to do event coverage as well. That would be the ultimate. Like, get to a point where we'd be traveling around doing proper event coverage. That'd be.
Yeah, event coverage would be good, but again, I'm just gonna have to stop doing this. I just have to hold it like this. Event coverage would be, the end goal probably.
Yes. Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna put this chick on here because I'm pretty much done for the night, I think. But I'll just see how she looks on the package now. I feel like we're a bit better looking. Just with the change to the green, I think it's gonna make it look better. Yeah, it looks better. But I've got to make sure I get the separation right between the two. G'day, War with Ashes. This is the angle, like that. So I've nailed the angle of her and where I got the highlights. So that's good. But yeah, orange hair for her, I think, is just going to be awesome. It's going to pop like crazy.
I think one thing I like about if you're doing learning content is like getting straight to the point. And there's a few that do that really well.
Yeah.
Like,
Thanks, War with Ashes. Thanks, Shival Misfit. You've timed it to magnificence. We are about to finish up ourselves, but we will raid on. Can I do a bogan
Who's on
voice?
tonight?
That's just my normal voice, QJ. It's just my normal voice, mate. Come on now. Yeah, come on now. Who is on tonight? Count Bug, he's a good dude. Foolish Monk, he's alright. Cesar. Oh, Cesar's doing a 3D model. Cesar's a Aussie painter. She is a Twitcher. What's old mate's name that
Brown Dragon.
that I used to Flickster.
Yeah. Click stuff, yeah.
I followed. He rated onto Cesar, and I ended up watching her, and she's awesome. She's like from Adelaide, buddy. I'm not filling it up for you, mate. Just awesome shit. She's really, really cool,
I am immune.
and she's a loose cannon too.
You can't get
Yeah.
it.
But no, I don't think we'll raid Cesar. Tiny Warriors Studio. What are you doing?
I think he is, isn't he?
Tiny Warriors it is. I like the cut of his jib, actually.
Oh, yes, it does. No, it doesn't.
At 80?
Aussie. He's a psychotherapist, counsellor, father, veteran and gamer. Here to help any with their mental health concerns while playing some games in the meantime. What a
Regular
legend.
giveaways.
What a legend. Tiny Warriors coming in hot and heavy. Let's do it.
Yeah. Are we going in straight away?
We are, yes. Thank you for your time this evening, Andrew. It's been a pleasure.
No worries. Plenty of people from the big raid stuck around with us as well, so
That's good.
cheers for everyone who stuck around and
Uh,
found some enjoyment with a pair of Aussie lads.
the next time you see Andy and I will be over in Melbourne, streaming live from the wonderful Arc Open. War with Ashes, these are two separate models. This one's from Limbo Miniatures, this one's from Ignis Art, and yes, they're both very cool figures. So I'm enjoying painting them a lot. Here's the other thing I painted the other time. Also fun. Mindworks games. Anyway, friends, we're off to visit Tiny Warriors Studio. See you all on the weekend when we're at Arc Open. Big dinner.
Indeed. See ya.